welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey and today I'm going to be talking about how to find your dream career. As a final year of high school student, I know how nerve-wracking it is to finally search your major or to decide on which major you want to go to or to decide which dream career you want to pursue, and actually it's just impossible for some of you to really know what you really want. So I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of teenagers who still feel lost and who still don't know what career they want to pursue, and this video is actually dedicated to those teenagers who still don't know their dream career or who don't know which major to apply to. In this video, I'm going to be helping you to at least know a bit of where you want to be, or to have a glimpse of who you really are and what kind of job that would be really suitable for you. So grab a pen and paper. We're going to do a lot of soul diving and a lot of personality search in this video. Let's get started. So before we really dive deep into it, I'm going to give you a quick run through on how you can actually determine your dream career. When it comes to interests, they include these passions, your interests or your hobbies. So what are you interested in? Are you interested in arts, or are you interested in economics? Are you interested in medicine and stuff? They're basically the same as hobbies. Or maybe you really love drawing, or maybe you really love giving people advices, or maybe you just really love marketing, or maybe you're interested in chemistry, maybe you're interested in biology. For me, I started taking interest in business like 2 years ago, and by researching slowly I started to notice that maybe I might be into marketing, because I really love working with creative people. I really love leading a team, and I love being creative, coming up with creative ideas. I also love a job that pays well, and that might be helpful to me in the future for my entrepreneurship. So that's why for now, I decided to take up marketing for my future major. These are actually written in your personality and your interest, and these passions and stuff, you already know it from the start. So it's one of the best way to approach your dream career and to determine what you want your dream career to be based on these interests of yours. For those people who don't really know their passion or their hobbies, then the second thing is their skills. So skills actually mean their talent or their strength actually. Maybe you're good at organizing stuff. Maybe you're really good at giving people advice. Maybe you are good at listening to people. Any of these. Maybe you are good at speaking, or maybe you're really good at teaching. Maybe you're patient, you know. When it comes to your skills, since they also include your strengths, it could be like are you a patient person? Are you a kind person? Are you an empathetic person? All of these stuff about you, they are the potential facts that could actually lead to your dream career. Moving on to the third things, they are your values. So what are your priorities in your life? What makes you the happiest person in the world? When do you feel the best? Or what is the most important thing to you? So how do you want to live your life? Or who do you want to surround yourself with? These are all your priorities and your values. So I would actually advise you to make this value pyramid. Maybe like list 10 things in this pyramid. The values are basically the things that are really important to you, the things that you're going to be prioritizing. Maybe you prioritize freedom, maybe you prioritize God, maybe you prioritize your family, your friends, maybe you prioritize happiness, maybe it's money. So all of these values are going to help you decide what's the most important thing to you, and when you find your dream career, that career should be suitable to these values. So especially, for example, if you are someone who likes freedom, then you wouldn't want to stick to a 9-to-5 job. Like, I wouldn't want to stick to a 9-to-5 job because I really do prefer my freedom. Or maybe you are a family person, maybe you don't like traveling for business a lot, maybe you just want a comfort life and you just want to have a good circle of people around you, maybe you just want a steady life, that's alright. Maybe you want a 9-to-5 job or anything, but these values are going to let you determine how you want your dream career to be. they're not going to be like really tell you what your dream career gonna be, but you can think of how you want your work to be like, and you can think of how your work life will play out based on these values. This is actually really important. How do you want to affect your society? How do you want to affect people around you? How do you want to affect the world? I encountered an event a year ago that honestly meant a lot to me. Like, I realized how much of a kind word can save other people's life, and I really want to pass on this legacy about how being kind and saying kind words or a small word could literally change a person's life for the better, or could even save someone else's life. And that's why my way of wanting to affect the world is that I want to inspire other people. I want to build a community where people are really kind to each other and where people become friends in the comment section, where they feel home. I want to create a home for a lot of people who don't know the feeling of having a home. It's my story, but you can actually be like, there are people who wants to save the global warming, there are people who loves animals who wants to save them, there are people who just feel really bad for these homeless people and stuff. So anyway, how you want to affect the society, how you want to affect the world is going to play a lot of big role in deciding your major career. So for example, if you really love nature, like maybe you feel heartbroken to see the global warming or to see the ice glaciers melting. So when these happens, then you really feel bad and you want to affect the nature in a positive way. Maybe you might want to be an environmentalist. Maybe you might want to consider a job that requires helping the nature, or that requires conserving the ecosystem and stuff. Or maybe you just really love animals, or you feel bad for the animals. Maybe you might want to consider having a job that has to help the animals, or that has a lot to do with the animal stuff. Or maybe you just love giving people advices like me, or maybe you just really love inspiring other people like me. You might want to consider a job where there's a lot of people involved. Maybe you might want to be a motivational speaker. There's actually so many ways on how you can really choose your dream career based on how you want to affect the world. Hopefully it's for the good one. Now listen to this. I am really proud to say this. It's actually something that I truly came up with and not something that's researched. So a lot of people will ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What job do you want to have when you grow up? But they really forgot to ask you, who do you want to be when you grow up? What kind of person do you want to be when you grow up? I think it's actually the most important thing, rather than what do you want to be when you grow up. I know that people say a lot about work-life balance and stuff, but here's the thing. If you really want to be successful in that job, if you really want to be successful in your dream career, there will never be a work-life balance. The only thing is your work will become your life, and you will basically know how to harmonize with your life and your work and make everything fall into place. And make everything fall into places. The job becomes a part of your personality. We will spend a lot of our years devoting our life to this work, to this job that you're going to be doing. So who do you want to be when you grow up? Because your work will really become a part of your life, and it will become your personality. Maybe you want to be someone who's like a badass, you love suspense, you love being a confident, independent woman, you like this like I don't give a F energy. Maybe you might want to be a police officer or a detective. I'm just saying, like, these are all examples, but basically having a work means it's going to shape a lot of your personality. For me, I am actually a oracle reader. Like, when I start to become that person, I started to listen to people a lot more. Like, I started to listen to my client more, and actually most of my clients, they stayed friends with me because they just like really love me. That's how I start to embrace my personality, this oracle reader personality, into my life. Like, I become my business, I become my job. And that's why if you don't like your work, then it will take a lot of mental energy from you. It will take a big toll on you, and that's why you have to love your job, because there will never be a work-life balance. Your work becomes your life. That's all. It's really important to know who you want to be, and based on who you want to be when you grow up, you should choose jobs that would align with the kind of personality that you are building for yourself. There's two more not important things but also important thing to consider when you're thinking about your dream career. So one is, what kind of work environment do you want to surround yourself with? Do you want to surround yourself with people who are really outgoing or people who are as creative? Like for me, I want to surround myself with creative people. I want to surround myself with artists, and that's why, like I said, I want to choose this marketing job for now. But maybe you might want a job that's like involve a lot of traveling, or you might want an office job. You might want to stay at home, or maybe you might want a job where it doesn't really allow you to negotiate with a lot of people. Maybe you just want to work alone. How you want your work environment to be like is going to eliminate most of the dream jobs that you're actually considering for yourself, because it doesn't have this work environment that you want for yourself. And another thing is your job future proof? Is your job going to be replaced by AI? So you might want a job that's going to allow you to stick for a lot of years rather than being replaced by the AI. Now, after this first step of finding what your dream career could possibly be, the second step requires researching what major you want to attend to, as researching what kind of job you want, researching their salaries and stuff. You can also use AI and YouTube to your advantage. Search in YouTube like a day in the life of blah blah blah, like maybe a day in the life of an artist, day in the life of a graphic designer. Or you can simply listen to these podcasts about this job, or you can read the biographies about these people who are really successful in the job that you want to do. If possible, visit those workplaces, visit those places, those universities, and see what they're really doing and see if you really love that. Start asking people who are in this position. Start asking them what they have to do. It's just really nice to have a lot of research. If you don't like the major that you're going to attend to only after like a year of attending it, is going to waste a lot of your time. So actually it's just really great to know it since from the start. If you want to become that someone, if you want to have this dream career, ask from someone who's also doing this dream career. Remember, a musician will never laugh at you for creating music, or a YouTuber will never laugh at you for creating a YouTube video. A business owner will never laugh at you for trying to become a business owner. Or a doctor will never laugh at you for studying because you want to become a doctor. It's always those people who can get a life. It's always those people who are miserable and desperate in their life that always try to judge you for whatever you're doing. So don't give a mind about them. Just focus on what you want to do. Knowing your dream job actually requires a lot of soul searching and a lot of shadow work. Like, you have to know your personality, you have to know your values and your admirations or your idols, to know what you actually want to be or to know what you actually want to do. So really start accepting yourself, really start accepting all the things that you love about yourself and all the things that you hate about yourself. Start writing your strength and weakness, like really journal down your strengths and weakness. And in strength, you have to know how to polish these strengths, and in weakness, you have to know how to improve on these, or how to eliminate these weaknesses. You have to know your goal. So for me, my goal is I want to be financially free without a 9-to-5 job. I want to always travel around the world. I want to see so many different things, so many different places. I don't want to be stuck in a place, or I don't want to be like a bird in a cage. I don't want to be tied down. I want to be free, and I want to literally go where my soul is willing to go. So you have to learn more about yourself, try new things, and get to know yourself a lot more. Don't be afraid to mess up. Don't be afraid to do mistakes. It's okay to do mistakes. Sometimes mistakes make good stories. I actually once saw this scene on, I think, To All the Boys I Loved before, but there was this one scene that said like, you have to kiss the wrong guys to know the right person. The same goes to your dream career. You have to kiss the wrong careers to know your right career. You're not being left behind, or so don't really worry about that. Or don't be afraid to do mistakes. It's alright. Sometimes mistakes show you the right way. And with that, I'm going to end my video. Thank you so much for watching me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah!